Hello everyone and welcome to another FPL video on the channel. In this video we'll be talking about the Game Week 9 wildcard and some drafts that I've conjured up and what players I'm looking at getting. So as you can see on the screen, this was my team from Game Week 8. This is what we're currently on, and yeah, I just felt like some of the fixture swings I wanted to get out of, and I definitely did not want to have the triple Newcastle defense anymore. So I've wildcarded, and let's have a look at current wildcard number 1. So the first wildcard is this one. As you can see in net, we have Gw9 in goal for Palace. They have Chelsea in the first fixture, which is not ideal, but after that, their fixture run is fantastic. It's good fixture after good fixture for a long time, and it just gives me no issues about having to transfer them out due to fixtures or whatever like that. So yeah, I've gone with Gw9 in there. Then we have Trippier, who has Fulham. Now Trippier for me is like one of the staples in every team. I've had him since game week 1. He's on free kicks and stuff like that. Newcastle, decent side, do keep some clean sheets, and he's quite attacking. So, at 5.2 million, I believe his price is currently, I think he's a good price. Then we have Reece James. Now, again, Reece James, like Trippier for me, is a staple. He's someone that I need to get in the side. Chelsea do keep clean sheets. Now, under Potter as well, we'll see how well they're going to play. Hopefully, James is back on the fullback position or wing back, either or. And, he's able to bomb forward and get involved in the attack, as well as being on some set pieces. I think James is a must-have. And, yeah, he's not going to be going from any of my sides. Then we have Cancelo. Now, this is someone that I pondered about and took out of my team beforehand, because I didn't think he was worth the value of 7+ million. Now, do I think he is worth it now? Not necessarily, but I do think he's probably the most nailed in that City side at left back. So if you want a City defender, he's the way to go in my opinion. United's not a great fixture. I do think they'll probably concede to United. In my opinion, they might not. They could absolutely annihilate us. But after that, they've got a couple good games. So then in the midfield, we have Martinelli. Won't be leaving my side. Cheap. I think he's 6.5 million now. On form. Arsenal in good form. Yeah, happy to own him. So then I do believe that fixture is wrong though. They don't have Brentford. They have. So I've just checked, they have Tottenham, not Brentford. So apologies for that. But moving on, we have Maddison. Now I think Maddison looks excellent. He's got quite a few returns actually. He's gone quite under the radar since the start of the season, especially considering how bad Leicester have been. And Leicester's fixture on now is an absolute dream as well. Similar to Palace, it turns very nicely for them. And I think Maddison, considering he's already on some good form, he's on set pieces and stuff like that, I think he's good to own moving forward. 7.9 million. Nottingham Forest at home, first fixture. If Leicester are going to turn their season around, this is the time they're going to do it, because the fixture on is fantastic. Then we have Kevin De Bruyne. So similar to Martinelli, I have not updated the fixture. They actually have Man United. I have on Haaland, but I didn't on De Bruyne, so apologies again for that. But Man United is not the best of fixtures, but after that I think they have Southampton, and yeah, you're going to want to kind of own these City players against Southampton, because I think they could do a number on them. Then we have Zaha, similar to Gw9. The fixture run is an absolute dream after Chelsea, and even at Chelsea, they've not been too good, so I do think Zaha could get a return there. He's been on decent form this season. He's a main man for Palace, and I'm happy to own him. So then up front, this is kind of like the difficult situation. Haaland, of course, not moving anywhere. Against United at home, see how he does. Then, of course, Southampton. It's the other two positions for me. So you've got Isaac and Tony, but then there's also Mitrovic. So there's 3 players there that ideally I'd like, but I have to squeeze them into 2 positions. So currently in this draft, I've got Tony and Isaac. Now, Tony has the good fixture this week, but the other 2 I do think have better fixtures overall. Isaac, he's looked quite good since coming into Newcastle. Good fixtures, Fulham first up. He's on penalties as well. The only issue for me would be when Callum Wilson comes back, you know, what happens? Does he lose minutes? Did they both play up front? I'm not sure. On the bench, we have Ward against Forest. It's a great fixture, but can't trust Leicester really. Emerson against Wolves. Now, at 4 million, he's not guaranteed starts. Cresswell has been starting games for West Ham, but their fixture on turn pretty good. So you do kind of want to get a West Ham player in there, but at the same time, they're not in great form. Andreas had him since the start. You know, 4.5 million, you can't really go wrong. He's on some set pieces, but Willian does kind of negate that since he's come in. And the other last defender is Patterson at 4.1 million. I think he's a great price. And, you know, Everton, as much as I've down-talked them, they've actually been all right. And defensively, they look okay. So on draft number 2, we've got a few changes in there. So this one, I've gone with Salah back in the side. And this is because I think he is kind of like the standout captaincy option this week against Brighton at home. They've not looked great, Liverpool, I know that, but Brighton, of course, they've lost Potter, so how is that going to affect them? They brought a new manager in, the Italian, I believe. So, you know, he's going to need time to adjust and whatnot. So could Salah take advantage of that? I'm not sure. But at 12.9 million, he's very expensive for the little that he's been giving you, really. Then in this one, we have Mitrovic. Mitrovic is at home to Newcastle. Then they have a good few fixtures. I believe in 2 weeks' time they have Bournemouth. And you know what? That is like one of the standout fixtures, potential captaincy option. Then on the bench, we have one change in there. I brought in Dalot. United defensively look very good, in my opinion, when Varane and Martinez both start. Man City's not a good fixture, of course, that's why he's on the bench, but then they have Everton next, and you know, there's a few fixtures upcoming that you could start him. So then in the third wildcard, this one instead has Heung-min Son instead of Mo Salah. So of course Son is on the back of a hat-trick. Arsenal, not a great fixture, but after that they have a couple decent fixtures, you know, in the next few, and Son could be the one to take advantage of that. You know, he had a slow start, but after the hat-trick, I think he's going to be fit and firing, and he's going to want to continue the streak. So this is the final draft. This one has 2.1 million in the bank, so money to move elsewhere in case something changes, injuries or whatnot. So yeah, those have been my 3 wildcard drafts. They're all kind of similar. I think there's a kind of like a template draft going around right now, you know, based on form and the fixtures. You know, you could go and get like a Bowen in there as well, but for me, West Ham are not offering enough to do that. I also wouldn't mind looking at Scamacca, but he's just not guaranteed game time. If he was, he might be in there with the fixtures, but nonetheless, he's one to keep an eye on if he does start getting games. But that's been my 3 wildcard drafts. You know, who have I missed out? Have I missed anyone? You know, what do you guys think? 1, 2, or 3, or a mixture of the 3? You know, we've got a couple weeks to decide. Of course, it's now international break, so my next FPL video will be in a couple weeks before the next deadline, and that will give you the final wildcard, you know, team. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. If you need any FPL advice, feel free to drop a question in the comment section down below, and I'll be happy to help you out. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers, guys.